Hello, I'm Matteo, the Chief Mobile Opinionist at the Tech Travel Geeks. And this is the Tech Travel Geeks comparison between the Nokia 5.3 Android One smartphone and the Doogee N20 Android smartphone. Both affordable devices under the £150 price, that's $200 and which are both available to purchase on Amazon. If you don't already, please do subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks here on YouTube. Right then, if you're on Amazon shopping around for a SIM-free smartphone under £150 that offers good value for money, these are two examples that you might be considering. The Doogee N20 has been out for a while now. We purchased ours in December, and has been a very reliable device and offers a great value for money. Currently it's around about £105 on Amazon. We'll pop a link to that in the description. What you get for that is a great screen. As you can see, it's a nice bright, crisp screen which has Full HD Plus resolution. That means that it is 1080 pixels by 2280. That's a 6.3 inch screen, which is quite large but very handleable. As you can see, there isn't much in terms of bezels, and very nicely there's a screen protector already installed when you purchase the device. I've had this on for about 6 months and have had no issues with it. Now, the screen is great. It's nice full high definition resolution, and it's very crisp when watching video from Amazon Prime Video, Netflix, Disney Plus and other services. As well as being a crisp screen, that really helps with things like images. So if you're using Twitter, Facebook or any other service that has a lot of imagery, the pictures will be nice and clear, and the screen's nice color saturations are really noticeable. On the inside, this device is powered by a MediaTek P23 chipset. It's not the latest chipset out there from MediaTek, but for all the basics it's more than enough, and the internal RAM, 4GB, and the internal storage are more than enough. The internal storage here is expandable with microSD, so both for your own media and for apps like Netflix and Amazon Prime Video, you can move your downloads there. So that's a really good thing. Now, the Nokia 5.3 does have a slightly bigger screen. So this is a 6.5 inch screen. And as well as that, it's a slightly less colourful, as in the colours are less saturated, and lower resolution screen. So this is a 720 HD Plus screen, which is a step down from the Doogee N20. The Nokia is powered by a different chipset. This is a Qualcomm chipset, which means that it's slightly faster and more power efficient because this is a newer chipset. But in day-to-day use, there's really no difference between the two. The slightly more powerful chipset also has less pixels, as we said, to push on the screen. Therefore, it's a slightly more snappy and responsive experience. In terms of operating system, this is Android One. It's the special partnership between Nokia and Google, which offers a clean Google-like experience similar to what we have on the Pixel devices, and which gets security and operating system updates straight from Google. Now, the Nokia 5.3 launched with and is still on Android 10, and will be one of the first devices, which aren't Pixel devices, to get the latest version of Android when that's released later this year in 2020. Whereas the Doogee launched with Android 9 and has had less security updates, but is still within the same quarter, and is unlikely to get any major operating system update from here on in. In this price range, there's not that much to complain about. If you're spending, in this case, £105, that's something that you could quite comfortably live with, especially as most apps and services get updated independently of the operating system, such as the web view and other crucial security apps are through the Google Play Store. And this is a Google Play Store certified device, which means that you'll also get the Google Play security extras. Now, the Nokia 5.3 is a slightly bigger device with a lower resolution screen, which is, just like the Doogee N20, great for video. One thing to say when watching video is you might want to be using a 3.5mm audio jack. Both these devices have just that. That's the Courage port, or the 3.5mm audio jack. In terms of charging, the Nokia 5.3 uses the newer standard of USB Type-C, whereas the Doogee N20 still uses micro USB. Now, this is a very important consumer decision to make when you're buying a new smartphone, because you may already have something like a car charger, other chargers, connectors in different parts of the house, which you may want to or not want to replace. So if you want to stick with micro USB, that's a perfectly valid choice in my opinion. You can still do that without having to upgrade everything you own with the Doogee N20. Whereas if you're all on board with Type-C, I would say the Nokia 5.3 is definitely the better option here. Now, in terms of media and everything else, the two devices are comparable. In terms of gaming, the Nokia 5.3 is a faster device. Not only because of the chipset, but as I said, it has a lower resolution screen, therefore there's less need for processing power, therefore more resources for the actual games. As well as that, there's obviously the advantages of having the newer version of Android, so you can switch dark mode on and off. There's a few other extras in Android 10, but the core functionalities are very, very similar. Now, as I said, the Nokia 5.3 is a bigger screen, bigger smartphone, and on the back it has the ideally ergonomically placed fingerprint scanner in the middle, just like the Doogee. So you'll see the Doogee has a horizontal logo when holding the device in portrait mode, and a centrally placed fingerprint reader. The Nokia 5.3 has a very shallow fingerprint reader, so if you're using just your feeling to find it, it may take a bit more. You might accidentally smudge the screen, the cover to the cameras. Whereas with the Doogee, it's much more noticeable, it's a deeper fingerprint scanner. It's an important accessibility thing, especially if you're wanting to unlock your smartphone quickly. Both fingerprint readers are fast and responsive. I've not noticed a great difference between the two. Where I have noticed a difference is the cameras. The Nokia 5.3 really does deliver a lot more, despite being almost 50% higher in price. That's the cameras because it has a decent set of cameras. The 13 megapixel main sensor with an extra 5 megapixel ultra-wide sensor, as well as two 2 megapixel sensors. One is a depth sensor, whilst the other is a macro camera. These are reasonably decent cameras, which in their price range for that £150 or under $200 deliver a lot of value for money. Whereas the Doogee, it has 3 cameras on the back. One is 16 megapixel, the main one, and then it has 2 8 megapixel, one for ultra-wide, one for depth sensing. Sadly, in terms of quality, they are a step down compared to the Nokia, so bear that in mind. If you're someone who takes a lot of pictures and really cares about that sort of thing, the Doogee is a step down compared to the Nokia, which does really well with that 13 megapixel main sensor. Right then, so in terms of overall experience, I would say there is a gulf between the two. The Nokia 5.3 has that pure Google experience that does make a difference. And not only that, it has an extra trick up its sleeve. It has this dedicated Google Assistant button on the left-hand side. So that means that you can quickly press this button and summon the Google Assistant. The Doogee doesn't have that, but overall, I would say the software experience and the user experience is a step up on the Nokia, but you also have to swallow that extra price that you're paying for the device. In terms of battery life, the two devices are comparable. They don't have any big differences. So that's it. If you're considering buying a new smartphone on Amazon, these two devices, the Nokia 5.3 and the Doogee N20, are two to seriously consider. And with that, I will leave you with the links in the descriptions so you can look at the two devices on Amazon and make your own purchasing decisions. But bear in mind these differences and similarities. What you're paying for, that extra 50% in price, for the Nokia 5.3 may be worthwhile to you. Whereas with the Doogee, you are saving close to £50 and still getting a lot of value for money in your smartphone purchase. Both these devices are dual SIM, and have the option to use one SIM as well as micro SD cards. The big difference being that the Nokia 5.3 takes 2 SIM cards and a micro SD card if needed. So I'll leave you with that information. You have everything there. The link's in the description. If you have any further questions, please do ask them in the comment section. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you don't already, please do subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks here on YouTube. And thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.